I know, what a name, right? That's great. Okay. So Brandy, let's see what's going on. Full reading for Brandy. Rachel Truth True Heart Tarot. And this has one of the best guidebooks. It's really, really a good deck. Just a minute, Brandy. I know these are the cards that I want. I'm trying to get the spread in. It's coming in a little bit differently. It's coming in like the top of the Emperor's throne, but outshoots. Okay. We're just going to shape it like it's coming in. 1 second. Okay. I think this is kind of like a lotus, but the middle's missing it. And it's like a U-shaped flower with outshoots to the sides. I don't know what's going on with that, but we're going to take a look. What's going on for Brandy? A little bit of challenges going on. Okay. All right, let's take a look. There's several repeats already coming in here. Pay attention to the repeats. We've got some coming in. You can see here. You can see this one also repeats. So just be aware. When the repeats come in, there's a couple right off the top. Really, really interesting. Let's see what's going on. We got the King of Swords on one side and the Seven of Cups on the other. It's like asking, it's requiring that I read it this way. So this is narrowing something, bringing it into more clear focus as we go. This feels like the subconscious area in full. This feels like the conscious area in full. This feels like the present moment here. This is what we got going on. There's something about fairness and decisions that need to be made right here. You need to think clearly, create a plan, and make a choice and get your head out of the clouds as far as whatever it is that you're dealing with in life. Now, the swords sometimes indicate legal or truths that need to be seen and acknowledged. This is indicating something else like that. It's saying some of these choices aren't really options. They're wishes. They're like daydreams is what's coming in, and you need to be more pragmatic coming in. I'm not sure why that's coming through, but that is what's coming through here. We've got the Devil and the Discs. Now, the Devil is right by the Seven of Cups. You could procrastinate forever with this and not get any ground and not gain any ground. And really, you don't need to have that going on. You need to be able to gain some ground going on. The Seven of Cups is airy-fairy, pie in the sky, thinking in this daydreaming way. It doesn't serve. The Seven of Coins is watchfully evaluating the fruits of the labor. Watchfully evaluating what's actually growing. The gardener looking at things. The harvester's card, right? Subconsciously, I think you're aware of something. Consciously, I think you would rather procrastinate and put some decisions off, and that doesn't serve. There's a little bit of fear and paranoia about being defeated on the battleground here with the Five of Swords. Look at that. That is like a very graphic kind of, that's a yikes on bikes, so to speak. Then here we have the Seven of Wands, the boundary that needs to be held. This is ready to defend, and look at this shield. Whatever it is, this person's not freaked out, not stressed out, just standing firmly, holding the shield, and has been through it. This paranoia doesn't serve. So it feels like almost an invisible 10 of Swords overthinking, or 9 of Swords overthinking would be there. We got the 10 of Wands setting the burden down, and the Ace of Coins. There's something you need to let go of and move on from. Now, this one came up over here also. This is 10 of Wands. You're almost at the end of something. You need to set it down. We're going to look in that lower realm in just a minute. The Ace of Coins wants to present the new gift, and the Strength card in the center. All right. What I'm getting coming up here for you, and I'm switching the camera for later. The Strength card is something that you don't want to step into or deal with. And like when people say, oh, she's so strong, or I love that you're so strong, you can do it, you can do it. You don't want this encouragement. You don't want this, well, make a decision, you're strong enough to handle it, you're capable information. It doesn't mean the universe isn't giving it to you. The universe is giving it to you. So this is the time where it's going to have to go forward this way. It just is. You say you're a procrastinator, so the guides are calling you out. Yeah. Yeah, the Strength is here. Follow the gentle nudges. If there's a gentle nudge that's been kind of bugging you for days, quit putting that off. There's something important about that. Whether the nudge is to do journaling or just go stand in the sun on your front porch or get out there and reach out to people, I don't know. But you're getting that nudge for a reason over and over, and you get the reward when you follow the nudge. Now we're going to look back down here again. I'm going to flip it down for a minute. Whoa, whoa, that's way down. All right. Hopefully you can see. All right. So here we have in the subconscious zone, this burden that you set down. It's like almost if you set the burden down, what are you going to do next? The higher calling of judgment is trying to call you out, bring you forward, raise you up, bring your higher self forward. This is almost like a busy work. You know, when you put off cleaning the kitchen or doing the laundry or something, so you'll have something to do later, you just don't want to deal with it now. Just deal with it and get it done. It's just this avoidance mechanism, and it will help. Just any step you take, whether it's doing the dishes, doing the laundry, going out on the porch, it's going to be forward momentum, and you have to start it again. The work is right here. It will come second nature to be in your higher self when you do. Now going right through to the center here. We have the Star, love seeing this, and the King of Cups. So this is the compassionate king. This is the one that keeps calm and moves forward. And then the Star, about your hopes and dreams coming in. This is big right here. These two in the center, huge, huge, huge. That is huge right there, big. And then we have the Three of Coins. This is the card of teamwork, the benefactor, something coming to bear, something coming in to support. There's teamwork, unity, and an offering made there. It's not so much the Three of Cups, celebrate, yay for you. It's we need your skills. You are required. Your energy is required in service at this time, and I'm not sure what that's about, but that's what I'm getting. Now here we have that Seven of Cups coming in again. This is like, I don't know if I want to do this. It's like, we all don't like being the new kid at school, but sometimes we have to be the new kid at school. This feels like a new surroundings that needs to be there for you. Then this is interesting. We've got the Princess and the Queen of Coins. Now, the Princess is the one that I say, go be Batman. This is the one that honors the main character energy, holds the gift right here, and moves forward with it in a big way. And then the Queen of Coins knows her value and knows her worth. These are both inhabited here. The Queen of Coins is closest to the Empress to me, in my estimation. What I'm seeing here is there's a need for you to get going on something, on some project in a way that gets you out of your comfort zone and you don't love it. This says, I so get that. Yeah. Anything else she needs to know? The Strength card is there. The Star card is there. I want a little more clarification on what's going on in the center there. So let's see if we can get a little more clarification. What's at the pivot? What's going to shift this? Prince of Wands, action. Taking action, taking the message. The Prince comes right before the Knight that charges like crazy. This one is announcing it. If you were to write on a piece of paper, I am ready for this, blah, 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 and fill in the blank, whatever this is. I am ready to, blah, 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 and put action in there. It would help clarify. It would be a message to yourself, and then you would be more in the receptive mode of receiving and welcoming it in. The Magician, oh my gosh, yeah. Girl, the Magician wants to help you manifest. This is, you've got the skills. Don't put it off anymore. That's what I've got for you. Yeah, I can't put it any more clearly. Follow the nudge. I am ready for this, blah, 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 blah. Boom. That's what's going on. It's not saying that there's Prince Charming coming your way. It's not saying that there's something at your doorstep that's outside of you. What this is saying to me is there is something within you that wants to express itself, and you are ready. There's no more reason to put on the brakes for that. There's every reason in the world to pursue what it is that's the desire of your heart. That's what I've got. That's complete. Holy cow, that's gorgeous. And this is Rachel True's True Heart Tarot. And I just moved that over this morning. Like, I was looking at my bajillion cards back there. And I was like, okay. And I moved that over. I'm like, I don't know why I'm called to this, but I was. It's like, all right. And that's why. So, yeah, that's a beautiful, beautiful one. I love it. You ready? You're setting it up today. Excellent. Yay! Yay, yay, yay. Good. Good, good, good. Yeah, got to finish your degree. You're one semester away and procrastinated for over 6 years. Yeah, finish it. Finish it. No matter what else, it won't be draining energy and siphoning energy from you otherwise. So yeah, that's fabulous. Oh, thanks. So, all right. Okay, let Kim know what's next on the line on the program, whatever. I'm going to get some water and we'll see what's going on. So yeah, holy cow, what a good morning. You are so, so welcome. Okay. Hey there, Sarah. Hey there, Violet. Good to see you guys. Good to see you. Okay, if you guys are new in the room, I don't know if you've seen this, but this is what we're doing. This is the paid list. So this is the blind, and this is the year ahead. You don't ask a question on these. On these, what you just saw was a full, and that was the shape it took. Now that one, I'll follow the shape. The spread comes to me in a shape usually first. So there's some consistent ones that you guys have seen before, but if there's something unusual and new like that one was, that was very much more lotus shape, and it didn't have the internal, it had more the external of the lotus wanting to come through. So that was what was coming through there, and that's the full that we just saw and the mini. And those, I do get nosy. I do tend to throw more cards than what is listed here, but that's what it is. You can pay me here. And here's my favorite reads through here. The specialty reads, the bones, the crystal ball, and the past lives. I love the past lives. So that's what we've got going on. And pay attention, the E comes before the I in the word feisty. And I think you guys can see it pretty clearly today. So there you go. All right, enough of the commercial. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, Vika sent for a mini in PayPal. Okay, so that is great. And I will see if I can see your question. And then we'll get right to your read. Hang on one second. Okay, mini for V-Run. Okay, I'm seeing it. 1 second. Should you reveal the truth about something? Will it ruin your friendship and you're conflicted? Okay, this is a big one. Give me a minute. I want to treat this with care as we go through this because this is a big question. This is a mini. This is about information that you have that could blow up other people's worlds. So let's see what's going on and should you reveal it. You know, for me, a lot of people have their own stories to tell and it's not always our job to tell it. But when we feel in conflict because of knowledge about something that's kind of out of integrity, it puts us in a weird position and it does damage to the relationship, whether we speak about that truth and the knowing that we have or not. It does damage because we know something's off in integrity in either one person's life or someone else's life. And sometimes you don't want to blow things up, but if it's throwing your own integrity, it's a challenge. This is a burden that you're having to carry right now and it's hard for you. So let's see what we got going on. Wow, this is okay. I'm going to drop this down so you can see. 1 second. We've got the Five of Swords, these truths that are hard. This is usually the bully on the battlefield, the uncomfortable truth. There's something about defeat. The Ace of Cups and the new offering here. And then the Batman energy, the hesitation to see. Somebody might already know this truth and not want to see it. This is, you can tell them, the bully on the battlefield is the one that has usually the 3 swords and the other 2 are walking away. There's Sun and Revelation here. I think you do need to tell them and let them know. They may not like it, but there's Sun and there's information, and maybe here's the truth coming forward here too. They might want to refuse to see it, but it might help them understand and restore their own value long term, moving from here to here, if that truth is revealed in that aspect. Let's see what's going on here. These are the blues. Let's see what we've got here. I want to make sure I'm clarifying with the right deck in case we see any duplicates. I want to go this way across the situation to just see what's going on. I'm going your role, outcome, and chaos in the middle here. Okay? Oh my God, look. This is why I'd like to... You're carrying a burden that isn't yours and you have to set it down. Now let's look outcome. A happier outcome down the track, chaos in the middle. Yeah, oh my gosh. Okay. The loyal king and the ending for the lovers. There's something about the loyalty that isn't there that needs to be... This is how it came out. So you guys will see it like this. This is how it came out. It came out this. Now I'm going to flip it so I can read it. But this is the king that, show me your play and I've got your back. This is you in that friendship. You need to be the one that shows the loyalty. What your friend, whatever, does with the information about heartache, betrayal, tricky thoughts, painful situations is up to them. But they will move past it. Maybe they feel like they're going crazy and they're being paranoid, and you tell them this is what you know, this is the information you have, and it helps their sanity. But this is the wish fulfilled card, the contentment. This is something, whether somebody moves forward or not in this particular aspect of things, It is not your job to tell them what to do with their lives. You can share the information, share the truth so it doesn't burden you any further. It's difficult information they might already know, and it's not your job to determine what happens in the other aspects of their relationship with their other person. That's for them. You show up as the supportive friend to let them move through. When they are ready to move on and make a new choice for their own heart, when they are ready to do that, they will do that. But this is what's going on. And once you do have this conversation and share this with them from a very non-judgmental way, don't go back to the conversation again unless they want to go back to it. And it's painful enough as it is. Let them figure it out. Some people think, oh, if there's been this much of a disruption, chaos, disturbance, betrayal, a rip in the fabric of something, that it can't be mended, it can't come together. Sometimes people think in very black and white ways on this, and unless you're in it, you don't know. So if you can have this where you set the burden down without judgment and show just straight support to that friend, that's the thing you can do. And beyond that, moving forward, there needs to be no judgment. Nobody knows what's going on in that unless they are actually in it, and they don't know the reasons and they don't know the what for. So to let them know a truth of a situation is fine. To let them know that you will support them is fine. To try and tell them how to do their life, not so fine. Okay? That's what I'm getting. Yeah. The truth needs to be told to the person who may be feeling betrayed. And probably some of this is already coming through, but that's what I'm getting. Hopefully that makes sense to you. Yeah. And part of the reason that it needs to be told, and part of the reason it's so clear there, is that burden isn't yours to carry. So that's what I'm coming. Yeah, it's not your burden to carry. Once you have the conversation, you will have relief, and beyond that, anything beyond that is not yours. You've done your part, and that's all that it is that you need to do. So that's what I've got. Is the list long? No, the list is not long, and it is open. So yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. And it's, you know what? It's not an impossible mountain for some people to overcome situations like that are that much heartache. So really, really just be aware. So that's what I got. I'm going to get some water. But yeah, that's a little bit of a tricky. So Krista, 2 pinches. Okay, 2 pinches for Krista. Let's see what's going on. Okay. Mo's in the house and she's snapping her gum. Wow. Okay, that was 1, and this is super huge, so I'm counting it as 2 because it is super huge. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're going to see what's going on. That was so thick, I should have dropped some back in there, but I figured if it was in my hand already, we'll see what's going on. This is like big time going on. All right. So what we're seeing here is the heart's music needs to open up. There's the song of the heart. The desire of the heart is to travel. You've got the plane here and the Eiffel Tower here, the music sign here, the star and the shoe here. All this is about is you need like a vacation, a getaway, a planned travel. This is huge, huge, huge. To let go of something that's burdening you. Now, we just saw the 10 of Wands as a burden. In Lenormand, the cross is the burden. It's a hard cross to bear, and it's a choice that you need to make at the different crossroads sometimes. But this is what it is, and sometimes this is a burden. So what it is you need to travel to let go of something. This is the desire to travel is going to help you move forward in a big way. Now, this came out laying over the top. This spoon came right in the middle. This is not usually what I say, but whatever. It's coming through is you need to go stir something up. Now, it doesn't mean you're necessarily stirring up shit, but you need to stir something up. This is the spoon. This is where you got to do something, create something, get some activity going to create more motion. This is something, this travel stuff, whatever this is. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to necessarily take a plane to do the travel, but it is indicated it's more than just 20 minutes away, wherever it is you're traveling to. It may be a distance. And maybe planning for this, when we plan for vacations and plan for our dreams, sometimes that's more fun than the actual trip itself. but it does create new memories, new value to our own home space by the time we return. It's important. It stirs something up within you that makes you want to have more adventure and new adventure. Go in a little bit deeper. We have the rabbit here and the pink bow here and pink here. This is something the heart really wants you to do, and the high chakras are calling in. The pink is usually signifying, like in American culture, it often signifies the feminine or the girls, whatever. But the heart chakra is green and also pink, and the high crown chakra, there's pink in there. This is something that's a more spiritual newness and a receptive energy coming in forward. This is going forward, going forward, going forward. Now flipping over here. Ooh. Somebody with the heart of gold is somebody you would encounter on your travels, and it lets you renew something in your own heart. This is huge, huge, huge. We have the purple moon here. Now this is third eye opening up, opening up. There's something that will happen once you travel. There's something that you'll be more receptive, more spiritually receptive in a different location than you are at home for this particular message and this download to come through. Sometimes it happens when we go to sacred places, whether we go to Mount Shasta or Sedona or just a very sacred meadow or woods or anything like that. When we go to a space that's different from our mundane, from our daily routine, sometimes we can put all of that aside and allow for more things to come through. And it feels like subconsciously, that's an easier thing for you to shift in and do in that regard. Okay, back down. All right, so here we have the wrench coming through. This is huge. This is indicating something that you're capable of fixing, adjusting, adjustments that need made right here. Let me see if I can get this pulled up to show you. See, that's like the little crescent wrench. This is where you can adjust something. You're going in and altering, adjusting. If we were to talk about doing an alignment on our car or an alignment on our chakras, there's something that's out of whack that needs fixed back in. Has to do with the heart chakra and the high crown chakra. They're a little bit misaligned. They need to come back into alignment here. Again, more of the pink and the carriage coming through. There's something about the dreams that you want to do, something about what seems like the dream to you. The carriage, this looks like Cinderella's carriage to me, the pumpkin carriage. But this is like you want to go and participate at an event that's a little bit bigger than where you usually allow yourself. It's why you have to travel. You have to see yourself through somebody else's eyes from a different perspective. And it's a stranger. And it's not somebody that's going to be your romantic partner or somebody that's a lover. This is somebody that will stop you, say something that you've forgotten about yourself, and you will remember. You'll have a knowing, you'll have a knowing. This is the heart of gold coming through here and the gold here. These are the solar energies coming through. And then there's wisdom and then the gold star through here. Look, I'm moving this one down, but gold, 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 gold. And then the wisdom coming through. Okay, those are what the charms is bringing through. What's Mo bringing through? She's showing me the gold star, something about the gold star, and then there's honey. There's a sweetness you've forgotten about yourself. She's got the gold star on a honey jar, and it's got that weird, you know, the weird honey spoon that it has in there? This is the spoon. This is what you're stirring up. When people get that weird, it's like a stick with lots of rows around and around, and they stir the honey. All the honey comes into the grooves. There's things you've forgotten, the gold honey, the sweet parts of yourself you've forgotten. If you travel, a stranger will stop you and tell you a truth bomb that's so profound you won't even realize. There's a book that, this is part of what they're calling it. Sometimes we think about life purpose and what's our purpose and blah, blah, blah. Some of our purposes are just to give words of encouragement at different times. And some of our purposes might be filled just, we don't even know when somebody will stop us and say something, and it hits for whatever reason. It hits in an important way. This is what's going on. There's something that's coming through, and the book is down here. I'll show it to you. It's this little tiny book. But it feels like the wisdom comes through, and it feels like an appointment book. There's something coming through on that. We're going to throw a card or two on that because you wanted 2 pinches. I got the big full pinch, and then I had a little extra in here. That's the 2 pinches. But I want to see what else is coming through. I want to go to the secret mirror. What's going on? Yeah, there's honey in something. Getting something about the beekeeper and the honey, and there's a lot of honey. Slow it down for me. Okay. All right. Mo's giving me it's already in the jar. She's already collected it. It's already in the jar. She's giving me stars on the jar. Stars on the jar. Just think, post-it note, honey jar, honey spoon in there, stars on the jar. It's already within you. It's something you've forgotten. It's something you need to remember. Stars on the jar, man. yeah, you need to take the adventure, take the leap of faith. The universe has you on this. We see this in this little charm. If I can get it to pull up. Here we go. The rabbit charm here. This is like, really, really, this equates to the Fool to me. This is a leap of faith. Huge, huge, huge leap of faith going forward. What else is coming up? Yeah, okay. I'm going to show you these cards. Ooh, that's really, really tippy. Sorry, guys. All right, this is where we're getting. Leave the impoverished, the poverty feeling, and all of that lack feeling behind. You need to go your own way. You need to take a leaving of the traditional, whatever is going on. You need to leave the burden behind and allow the scales of justice to balance for you. This is what's coming through. This is huge, huge, huge. This is where it comes through. It comes through. There's more gold. There's more gold to be had when you look internally. You're going to have to take yourself out of your usual places in order for the recognition of what's in the jar. It's like the stars in the jar. That's what I'm getting over and over and over. Yeah, girl, she knows. Yeah, she knows. So yeah, that's what I'm getting. This is what's coming through for you. It's also getting that it feels like that might be a little bit difficult of a thing you might have to save in order to be able to make this journey or make this trip or this travel. It feels like it might be a little bit of difficulty to do, but that's part of the process also in learning and planning and saving and putting towards this and valuing self again, creating this value, creating this importance and priority for self to do this. I don't know what that's about. I don't know why that came through like that, but that's what came through. So why is this salamander here? This is something about discovering your mojo. I didn't see the salamander before. The salamander comes up on the King of Wands that takes the lead and moves through things. It's a fire newt. This is what's coming through. And I'm getting Queen of Wands energy, wanting to discover and rediscover, reacquaint yourself with your mojo, expand your territory. This is what's coming up. This is what I've got. Okay. Anything else? No, you'll discover your mojo on this trip. This is something, and not in the sensual way, okay? In understanding and having confidence. There's a restoration of confidence that comes back to you. And I'm not sure why, but that's what happens. That's part of the purpose on that. So, okay. So next is Krista for a blind. Let's see what's going on. Krista for a blind. 1 second. Okay. We're in it. All right. Okay, guys. Give me just a second. These I know. No. Yes. I don't even remember what these ones are called. Okay. They're the ones that are calling me. All right. Just 1 second. We'll get these cards put away. I have a way ton of cards. So when we do the blinds, it's not always as easy for me to figure out the names of these decks. So we'll just see what we got. But I think this is the Sacred Hags or Sacred Crones or something like that. This one I've got no idea. It's beautiful. And this one comes first. The flame needs to come through first. The flame needs to come through first. It's a big part. All right. Let's see what's going on for you. Krista's blind. Wow. A lot of work to be doing. The Hunter, Spring, and Vigilance is coming through. This is huge for you. And as soon as I got this and as soon as I saw these flames, there's a building of the fire that needs to happen. You're on your own for a while. This is like a ranger. It's the Hunter, and it feels like a ranger. If you were to do a role-playing game, maybe it'd be a ranger. He would know the woods really well, know how to hunt, know to get what he needs, know how to build the fire, know how to create things, do things independently for a while. Getting very much a cloaked figure that isn't the hermit. It's of the ranger. The Ranger is coming through. You need to keep building the fire. The spring rains will be heavy, and this is why you need to be vigilant in doing it. The Vigilance card. Keep building the fire. The rains will be heavy. This is something that is a spiritual rains coming on. They're coming on pretty strong. What this is telling me is that there's something that's cathartic and cleansing coming through, and you're building the fire, building the inspiration, and there needs to be cleansing. As you tend to the fire, keep that fire going. It's important. The hunter will find things. You're going to see things in the flame, in the fire. If you do candlelight meditations, flame meditations, they'll be really good for you right now. What else is coming through? Wow. We've got companionship, awakening, and delusion. Trust what you see in the flames. I know it sounds a little batshit. I don't care if it sounds a little batshit. Trust what you see in the flames. Companionship, giving someone complete presence is an astonishing gift. And this coming through, this is bringing through something besides just giving you the people in your life's presence. Give the flame the presence that you see. So if you're meditating on a candle flame, if you're meditating, or if in your meditations you travel somewhere in the woods and there is fire on that flame, pay attention to it. There's going to be spirit guides that are like the animal types of guides coming through. There's going to be information coming through. You need to hold your focus. You must hold the focus. This is huge for you. Then delusion and awakening are coming in. And this side, you're going to think, okay, yeah. Whatever. You know how I told you that there's going to be cleansing. This is going to be where you're going to have to wash away the doubts, wash away the doubts, wash away the doubts. And then here, the awakening. This is coming through, and this is coming through with a lot of sacredness coming through on this one. This says, may I hear you through my own instincts and common sense. And this delusion says, intention without surrender can be a fast path to delusion. So you have to surrender to this. You have to be intentional about your focus on the meditation. But this is what's coming through. And the doubts is what's coming through here. It's like you'll meditate on the flames and then something will come to you later and you'll be like having self-doubt. Don't let that doubt creep in there. It's not supposed to be in there. I want to go back to the flame again, and then we'll go to the other cards. I don't know why we're going here, but we are going here. The heartache and the fall. Ooh, stingy sting. Ow. Okay. Let go of something that is painful to you as far as the heartache goes. Let go of it. It needs to fall away from you and not be something part of your baggage that you carry any further. If you're the hunter or the ranger, you're traveling on the woods, you need to travel light. You need to travel with less baggage, less attachment to the past, to experience of the past, and to others from the past. Less attachment to that will serve you well. With the heartache and the fall, you need to drop that. You've carried it too long. Yes, you have. Don't know what that's about, but that's what's coming through. Sacred Hag coming through. Before we get to the Sacred Hag, the Sacred Crone, whatever, what I'm getting is this hunter, this ranger that goes to the hut. The hut is coming in now, and this is like Baba Yaga's house coming through in a big way. It's as if the ranger were to go to visit Baba Yaga and understand her from a fully different perspective. This woman, the Baba Yaga character, would be understood by the hunter. They would have known. You know the crone from her younger days, from her maiden days, and you understand this, and you would go to her kitchen. Baba Yaga wouldn't be menacing or threatening to you. She's just old familiar crone. You know this. You know this. You know this grandmother. You know this crone. You know this energy. Wow. Okay. We're getting Tears of Earth Bride, and it says land love, place love. The number 44 on this coming through huge. Tears of an Earth Bride. Part of the roles that you play, part of the roles that you enact during this life are to do with this hunter ranger and the Yaga. And the Yaga has been the ranger. The Yaga has been the hunter. And you understand both. This is the younger format, the younger version of who that crone is. So when you go into the flame, into the fire, into the meditation space where you're willing to leave the baggage behind and let what comes next come through, it's important. It's not that you disregard that, but you let the heartache go so the fractally important part of the role that you played can come through. The Fern Forest. There is in this, and in this way, if you go to heavily wooded areas, like if you go to Oregon, there's ferns all over the place there. And this is an exchange. If we think about the exchange, the biological exchange of air and gas with the ferns, and it's very, very abundant. When we scream, when we shout with rage, that's a righteous rage, and we expel that and get rid of it, we are allowed to get rid of it and allow something else that feeds us, lifts us, and lets us breathe again. Let that enter in again. Primordial womb, season of the 13th moon. This is giving me something about the whole year, the 13th moon. There was recently a significant moon on the 13th. We're long past that now, but this is going to be really, really the primordial energy, the primeval energy, the energy that is survive at any cost, the energy that requires wailing and grieving and raging and letting go in order to catalyze and expel. There's still a little bit of work for that to happen this year. This is going to be something that may recur here and there, and you might think you've got it all out. When you feel the need to honor that, let it go. You're saying you know that energy well? Yeah. This is the one where really, if something unjust has been done or something needs to be moved through, we have to let that go and not carry it further. And then we have embodiment coming through. Now this is coming down the track. This is the picture, very intimate picture, very interesting exchange of energy. Let me go here for a minute. There's something about vigilance in this coming through when you have this and you do this again and again. It allows for something else to come through. And this is coming through almost like a lover's card to me. I mean, the act is very, very intimate, close, vulnerable. The Hag of the Selkies, mystery. I'm telling you, you don't know all the answers to relationships that are the intimate relationships, the close relationships, and the companionship relationships that come through. And there is something about drawing breath. You know, when we're with our tender lovers that we love so much, and we kiss, and there is this commingling of air. You know how I told you about the fractal and the fern and the air. There is this moment that is created then. It's like when we see the movies and they're kissing on the screen, and we know when somebody's really into it or not into it, right? It's like if we have chemistry with somebody. We have chemistry. There's something about when you have, after you've had these multiple rage cry, whatever it is, letting goes, there's a more vulnerable and more receptive energy about us in a good way. It brings the rawness of that exchange, the rawness of that moment forward. Profoundly. This is a profound moment coming up, and this feels like it's coming down the track. This is quite a distance away, but the embodiment of the mystery returns. The embodiment, the allowing the mystery. After all of this comes this. Look at the difference in the expressions here. It's like the maiden has to go through a lot of energy in order to reach this place where the crone would understand. Yeah. Stella gets a groove back, baby. Yeah. Anything else we need to know on this? For now, if you embrace life and let things flow and come back, flow and come back, flow and come back, this is how you start doing this exchange that readies you for this moment that allows more of this to unfold, allows more calm to be there. Anything else? These archetypes that I've shared with you, these ones that you had, it's going to be requiring multiple visits to Baba Yaga's cabin, multiple visits from the ranger, the hunter to visit the cabin. That's what's happening. And the spring is where it's like starting. The spring is where it's starting. Yeah, multiple visits. She's left the light on, and it's in a different way. Usually Baba Yaga's cabin is surrounded by all the skulls that are ablaze and flaming. There's a different one. There's a specific one. It's indoors. It's like when people leave a candle on for somebody that's traveling at sea, on the ship, whatever. It's a very different thing. It's a very different relationship. That's what I've got. I honor it as it comes up. Don't stuff it down. Yes, yes, exactly. Yeah, I don't know what this is about, but I would tell you there is something you need to stock up on some candles, man, because there's energy in those flames for you. That's what I got. That's complete. The mystery needs to be allowed to be there for some reason, and that was a big card. So allow it to unfold. Okay, you understand the light being on? Good, 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 good. Okay, perfect. All right, let me get some water and we'll go to the next one. All right, Kim, who's next on the list? All right. Yumna Mini, focus on love. Okay, you got it. We are going to the Wanderer's Tarot for this. Yes. Mini, focus on love. Where are you going to? Where are you walking? I'm seeing a small path. You're welcome, honey. You are welcome. Amazing as always. You're so welcome. Thank you. All right. Okay. Mini on love. Kim, will you pin that one more time? I want that name fresher. I got distracted and I want to make sure. Thank you. The messages went. Why is the path going that way? For Yumna, focus on love. It's a mini. I'm getting the path and it like circles back. Why would you even go off the path in the first place then? Okay. I'm seeing a few cards that have come up there in other decks. They're two separate decks. One of them is an appointed meeting, and it's in the Akashic Tarot, which doesn't read like a regular tarot. It's like got a predestined meeting, an appointed meeting. And then one is where it's the 10 of Cups and two people are walking from different directions towards a fountain. It's like the little meeting point of time. Okay. 3 of Wands. This is what's coming in. This is all flipped upside down on my cards as I was shuffling there. These all flipped upside down. I pulled the pile apart. This is what's coming through. So we'll start here and then we'll go a little bit deeper. We've got the 3 of Wands, the waiting for the perfect window of time, the little path that comes around and circles back. The universe already knows what you ordered. It knows that you have a plan and choices and decisions to make in order to move forward. You got the Psychonaut. This is a fool taking the leap of faith, and the King of Cups. These feel like they're very representative people here. It doesn't feel quite so May, December, but there is age difference in here. When you have the Psychonaut as the Fool and the King as the old, wise, compassionate King, there is an age gap. This comes as the path of love, the mini path. Somebody is wiser in this by far than the other. I want my second deck. We're going to look. We're going to go into the mini now. The Wanderer's Path in this small, small path. What's going on in love for her? Wow. Force need not be applied right now. If you try and force, it doesn't serve. You need to leave what you've lost behind. Look at this gorgeous rendition of this card. Okay, so you have the 3 cups that are broken or spilled and the 2 that remain. The 2 of Cups is the perfect partners. Don't force. There's something already being set in place for you. Emperor coming through again with this. It feels very, very masculine energy. That's masculine, strong, knows how to set up, provide and protect energy. Older, wiser energy. It feels like that is actually understanding of the relationships, understanding how relationships work. This is somebody that's older and wiser. This feels more like your energy. This feels like your person's energy. Be they male or female, the masculine aspect of this really comes in, and that's okay. We need to honor the different gifts that we have, that we offer to the relationship, and what the other person brings also. Not meant to stunt your growth. Okay, important. All right. We've got the Devil here. Don't yield only to the older and wiser person one's thinking. You have to yield to your own intuition too. That means don't be too reliant, too dependent on other. This is coming in with a little bit of too dependent, letting them do too much of your thinking, where you need to be making your choices going forward. That's how you get the balance, the corrective balance coming forward. That's how you go forward on more equal footing. Look at this, 4 of Wands. Perfect, perfect. Usually twin flame energy, synchronicity, weddings, births, graduations, energy coming through here. This is telling me what I'm getting here is the relationship that's on this little path, on this little journey that I've told you about that comes again. It feels like one person is far more experienced in relationships, in love, further along, has had some more serious relationships in their world, and that you might yield to them because you think them older and wiser on a lot of things. It doesn't mean that that takes away your agency or your choice or your ability to have choices for yourself. These need to come up. You need to still make your own choices, yield to your own mindset. It doesn't mean disregard what they say, but listen to it and then make your decisions. Listen to that and then recalibrate, then balance and move forward. That's what brings the momentum energy forward for you. Anything else? It feels like you have a very young heart and a young lover's heart and some of the young lover's notions. And this is where you're learning experience. This is where your young heart will always be young. But you have these notions and experiences yet to have when you grow in love. And sometimes you lean too heavily in. It's not even leaning too quickly. It's sometimes you get a little too absorbed or co-opted by the person that you give all your affection towards. Keep your own identity. Hold your own self true. Don't surrender all of everything about you. And don't abandon who you were before in order to be in relationship with this person. No, this is part of the lesson. You're learning this balance in this Chariot. This is what you're learning. Now I'm going to flip down again because I pulled some more cards for you because I get nosy. The Four of Swords. Rest and reprieve is necessary. And then the Four of Cups. This is knowledge and this is emotions. The refusing to see something when it's offered is something that will challenge you. You need to rest, rest, rest before you can see the gift that's being offered in the relationship. Then look at this. The Four of Pentacles comes in. Knowing when the heart needs to be guarded and knowing when to be vulnerable. Knowing when to be greedy about a thing. It's not that you're always greedy, but you need to be able to be open to a degree without losing yourself completely. The Three of Cups, there's celebration and happiness coming in. Why? Because you learn how to set a boundary in relationship and loves. This is huge. Sometimes I've expressed it this way. So we aren't meant to orbit our whole life around another person. We are meant to orbit our whole life around our heart's desire. And that's not another person. It's what makes us feel more fully ourselves. The thing that makes us joyful, the thing that makes us happy, the essence of who we are, not just another person and not just life purpose, but the thing that brings us to life, that lights up our eyes, right? That makes us sparkly. These are the things that you want to follow. You want to orbit around those kinds of things. So sometimes we get involved in a relationship and suddenly we abandon our workout routine or abandon our hobby that we were pursuing or change our plans to accommodate. Knock it off. Not for you to do that. Get the rest, get the reprieve, hold to yourself, hold your boundaries. That will create more balance. It creates, yes, more equality in the roles of that relationship. This is a little detour on the path, a little reminder of this lesson. The Fool is no less valuable than the old king going forward. The Fool actually has more faith in the universe and trusts the universe in a bigger way than the king does. The balance lesson for the Fool is what's coming in the strongest here. And hold your boundaries, even if you're caught off guard now and again. And I don't know, you guys will have to know. Young heart, be true tonight. I don't know what this is, but it's the young heart energy. I think it's young heart, be true tonight. Time is on your side or something like that. I'm not sure what that is, but that keeps coming through. The young heart energy, the young heart energy. Don't give up on love. Don't give up on relationship. Don't give up on self in order to be in relationship. That's what's coming through huge. The universe knows what you ordered. You ordered the Santa Fe burger. You want the full thing. You want all the guac, all the goodies, all the good stuff. The universe knows and it's bringing it to you. That's what I've got. This dynamic. Yeah, okay, yeah. It's fair to tell you that you've seen this dynamic patterned enough times, be it in this life or in multiple lives before, not just one, in multiple lives before, that this pattern is easy for you to fall into. So this is why you are getting this awareness coming through now. This is where it needs to change for you. This pattern that is familiar, whether you've seen it with the parents, the grandparents, the friends, whatever. You've seen it in multiple lives before. It's why it's easy to fall into, and this is the time where it needs to be broken through. You saw that Four of Wands come through with the two young girls. Let me see if I can find it. There it is. This is where the breakthrough comes. This is threshold. This is graduation of this lesson. Weddings, graduations, birth, celebration, synchronicity finally lining up and moving through. That's what I've got. And that's the twin flame card that people call twin flame. Sometimes they're soulmates. But that's what's going on. You're learning this lesson about how your heart guides you, but how you don't abandon yourself. That's a big, huge, huge lesson coming through on that. All right. That's what I got. That's complete. Yeah. And this is the Wanderer's Tarot. This was beautiful. Kim's saying 1981. So I don't know what 1981 is, but if you guys do in the conversation, I don't always keep up with the conversation because I'm reading the cards and then bopping back in there, but that's what I'm getting. Okay. Let me get some water. And Kim, if you let me know who's next on the list, that'll be great. Jack for a blind. Well, Jack. Okay. Good to see you. All right. Give me 1 second. Anything else? You gotta be kidding me. Okay. So different. So we've got the Shaman's cards. We've got like the Healing Heart type of Oracle deck. And then we've got the cute little Witchlings. All of this coming through. So this is like more the heavy duty, serious type things. And this is more like the cutesy type of cards. So, okay. Not surprised. Okay, let's see what's going on. All right. What does Jack need to know today? What does Jack need to see? Okay. Flip this down. Oh, Jack, look at this. Oh, dang it. Hang on. Sorry. There we go. This council is coming through. The High Council is coming through for you. This is huge. This is huge. This is your role in the meeting. This is your role in the council room, in the table, like the pre-plan. Okay, I'm going to flip this one down so you can see. This is your role in the pre-plan. It's like before you get to Earth School, this is your role there. And there's a connection going on in the council right now. The Crow, the Wisdom coming through strong. Fire and water, there's a balance. Look at that. Oh! Fire and water coming through in a huge, huge way. If you look at these, if you look, you can see 61 and 19. They're opposite each other, and they're opposite elements that need to be unified coming through. On your spirit team, you might have two very, very opposite energies coming in, opposite guide energies coming in, helping you balance this out, bringing the wisdom of the Crow through, bringing the omens, the magic, all of it through, bringing the medicine forward. Now, the crows are very mysterious. Sometimes people will see crows or ravens and they'll think, okay, this is ominous. But what I'm getting is sometimes you'll hear the crow in the British mystery movies. When you watch those, you'll hear caw, caw. It means someone's going to die, that kind of crazy. But in this, it'd be something that you would be letting go of. And when you're hearing whatever is your version of this, when you're seeing whatever is this, there's an iridescent coloring coming in on the wing. There's more to that than just letting go. Now let's look into the healing cards and see what's going on here. Yeah, wow. Yeah, I mean, look at this. This is just crazy to me. You can see those numbers there. The gifts they bring, the exchange of gifts they bring are very, very interesting. Both are necessary for you. It feels you've been a little bit thwarting yourself. Lighting fires and pouring water on them doesn't keep the fire lit for long enough. And pouring too much water just creates a mess. Oh, wow, Jack, okay, look at this. We have not my circus, not my monkeys. Some things you don't need to attend to. And then the Midas touch. This is where everything turns to gold. This is trusting, huge, huge amount of trusting coming in. This one you would think would be here because of ambition and fire and blah, blah, blah. But you don't have to push the ambition. You have to know what to detach from and not be overly emotional about. This is, you have to know what to detach from, not be overly emotional about. You need to know when ambition needs to calm down. You need to know when the fire doesn't need to be pushed any harder. You don't need to burn down your own house, so to speak. The council's here, the crow is here. What do the witchlings have? Such a wild reading. Determination. This is saying determination has the power within to keep you from giving up on your dreams. This is the cute little witchling. This is what you would remember. This is the energy you remember. This would be the ones on the council in some form. This is asking you to put your priorities in order so that your ambition, your desire, and your goal doesn't become a burden to you, doesn't oppress you. But what you discover, what you unfold, what you peel back layers about is serving your purpose. Don't measure it. Don't measure it by the monetary. When you try and measure things, everything by the monetary, you are missing out on the greater measure of this for your own soul. There's something big in here. The monetary isn't the way for you to measure anything for at least the next 3 weeks. Don't measure it by the monetary. Don't do it. Don't do it. I want to see what else is coming up in these cards, and then we're going to go back to the shaman cards. Your determination is significant enough. Your sense of determination is significant enough. And the way that you have things contracted for your soul contract in life, I would tell you not to worry, not to stress. We've got head over heels and blessing in disguise. This doesn't feel like a relationship. This is something about aspect to you. And when people find you and are charmed by you or love what your work is, love what you do, love what you offer, they instantly, boom, instantly know, instantly known and are drawn. The blessing in disguise is if you don't worry about this, if you put this down and you don't contort yourself into crazy shapes for somebody else, it allows you to just reveal more and more authenticity because you're not measuring it. I must achieve this goal. I must strive this. Maybe you grew up in a family that was very goal-oriented driven or money-driven or money thinking. That's not a bad thing, but it's not the only way to measure. And when you know you're fulfilling your life's purpose and you're trusting the universe has your back, you set such a huge example, a gracious, gracious example that comes through. Your determination comes through. Your own wisdom comes through. It's huge. I want to go back into these one more time for you. It is a balancing of those two energies that has to come in. And the numbers were 61 and 19 on there. And that is just so interesting to see those opposites that way. Wow, you got 2 cards. Your wisdom comes through. Here comes the owl. Now, we just talked about the raven, but here comes the owl that sees all the way around, right? Along with this energy. The wild woman energy is something that needs to be more honored within you. Now, when this one came in, this wild woman energy came in so, so hot. Just boom. There's something about being messy, being disorderly, being riotous and outrageous, and so much zestfulness for living that needs to come through a little bit more. This is coming through in a huge, huge way. Look at the colors here, the turquoise and the red, the passion and the expression coming through strongly, strongly, strongly. You got to embrace the wild woman within in order to bring things forward for you. Get out of the beige colors. Get out of the rich bitch bougie bougie colors. And let some of the creativity run rampant for a while. Let the color and the color for life come back to you, to your practices, to your daily life, to all of this again. Bring more forward. You automatically have something about you that just transforms. Very, very Queen of Pentacles energy, where you transform the tumbleweed to the Christmas tree over and over. That's no big thing for you. Manifesting or actually creating money isn't as challenging for you as it is for many others. You are over that obstacle, but the wild woman needs a little bit more freedom. And this contained, very sedate. I mean, these are 2 different women. You have it within you to do this, but not unless you honor this. You have it within you to be staid and calm and wise and all of this, but not unless you honor the wild. That's what I've got. That's what comes through. Holy smokes. If you have some projects that you haven't integrated into your business that you're passionate about. Yeah. Beyond those projects, Jack, I would say to you that honor the wild. Anyway, that damn puzzle. Hang on one second. It's doing move the puzzle piece. Let me get that closer again. 1 second. So beyond what's the business, get your head out of business. This is like the Healing Heart. This is the Mystic Shaman. And this is the Witchlings deck. But you need to allow wild and crazy energy, dorky energy. You need to allow a less refined and a more passionate version of yourself to be present and playful a little more often in your life. Not just in regard to business. This is across the board. It's time to get a little crazy. Time to get a little wild. Time to like celebrate and like, woohoo! You know, celebrate time. This is something that you need to get a little messy. Allow some of the uptightness to dissipate. So that's what I'm getting. And this makes a lot of sense. Good. Yeah, and that's not saying that that other aspect isn't valuable, but it's just balancing both those energies. So that's what I got. All right, let me get some water. And Vivian, the year ahead, will be next. 1 second. One second, Vivian. I need to find your deck. I think we're here. And I think this is the Golden Journey. What deck is the ones that I just had? I think this is the Heal Your Heart deck, the Mystic Shaman deck, and then the Witchlings. So I think that's what it is. So hopefully that answered that question. So we're going to Vivian's year ahead next. And this, I think, is the Golden Journey Tarot. I think that's what this one is. So I try to remember them all correctly, but sometimes it's tricky to remember. All right. Vivian, the year ahead, Golden Journey Tarot. Let me aim this down so you can see. Okay, getting this aim down. Sure. Vivian, the year ahead. Let's take a look. Now this one I haven't broke out in a while, so you guys probably haven't seen this one too much. But this is a gorgeous one. It's kind of a magazine-y flavor, but I loved it. I loved it enough that I got 3 of them. Wow. Okay. What we're getting here is the 8 of Swords and the 10 of Swords. You have not been abandoned here. This is like the 10 of Swords shown somebody almost in the cemetery. The past almost hard for them to leave behind. And it creates doubt with them. And it dissuades the butterfly from flight. Whatever this is, the losses that have racked up and have accrued, you have not been abandoned here. There is more light coming through if you will let go of some of the doubt. This is huge. I want one more card on here. Huge challenge for you to understand flight right now. Like you understand it in theory and in thinking, but you are impatient with yourself as far as the doing. Now this one, this is the 3 of Wands. This is usually the waiting, but there is journeying that has to happen for you. You're not quite where you want to be in order for the ships to come in order to be receptive yet, because you feel like you're standing alone here. Wow. Okay. So the energy that I'm getting on this is that you have stood in the past so long that you've almost become frozen. It's like the butterfly in the chrysalis so long that now the chrysalis is long gone, but the butterfly doesn't quite know what to do to fly. Doesn't quite know. It's like having trouble seeing yourself and interpreting what's really going on around you is what's coming through. The readiness has been there for quite some time, but the standing still in the past is coming through profoundly strong. All right, let's see what's going on. We're going to go to this second deck, and I have 3 of these. Same deck, different edges. That's how I keep track. So we'll put this one to the side over here for now. We'll get into this one. All right, I'm going to flip this back down. All right. I'm going to start in February for you. February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January. Okay. Wow. These are gorgeous. I will show you as I go through these. These they're not traditional Rider-Waite looking at all. They're very magazine-y and very, like you're in a whole different fairy fantasy land. They're gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous cards. Let me put these here. We've got February here coming through as the Knight of Wands, the one that takes action, the one that charges forward is the Bull in the China Shop, but this one's on the lookout. And I wanted to start February 1st because it feels like your mind needs to wrap itself around something in order to get going, in order to get yourself out of here. The Knight of Wands. This is bringing through energy also of wolf and dog, both coming through here. It's not the lone wolf energy. It's not so lonely as you think. There is more loyal companionship around you. There is more going on. There's more dog energy coming through than you realize, and it's coming in February. There will be more friends around you, more companionship around you, more support around you in February. In March, the Empress comes in. Now, very interesting. Look at these. Empress comes in March, and in September, we have the Emperor over here. I'm just going to show you now. I know it's kind of skipping ahead, but this Empress, this really receptive energy coming through here in March. The Empress is all about abundance and growth, all about moving forward. And this one, she's walking away from something on the trail and leaving something behind. She's done enough work on something. Enough work has been done here. Enough honor has been paid here. Now you need to walk forward. I want to see more on that. You know, in The Wizard of Oz, how Dorothy goes through and she takes her dog Toto with her. She takes the companion with her. There is a little bit of loyalty and a little bit of the dog on the fool that also goes with her. There are guides with you all the time, and you need to allow them to be more present in your world. You need to allow yourself to be more loyal to your path and trusting that to move forward. Spirit is always with you. There's always a guide with you. The Hierophant comes through. This is the guide. This is having the higher keys to the kingdom, the knowledge, the wisdom, the access to something. Your guides are always with you, and they have been for a long time. It's established, it's patterned, it's there. This is happening, and this is going to get like an opportunity to move beyond where you have been in the past in March. And the Ten of Cups coming through beautifully. Now that comes through here too. Love that. Ooh, ooh. Okay, got to put this here. Look, look, look. This is March, and this is June. Same, right? When we see duplicates coming up in these kinds of reads, it's pay attention, pay attention. It's happy ever after +1. The journey that you're taking and undergoing, whatever it is you're leaving behind, you spend enough time here, you will get where you enjoy flight. The self-doubt will totally leave. You will enjoy the flight and the flying again. You will return to what it is that you are meant to be doing. We have this here coming through again in July. You're going to have so much joy, you'll be waiting for the other shoe to drop. Don't spend a lot of time doing that. That's March, April. Let's see what's going on in April. Knight of Pentacles. So we have the Knight of Wands here, the energy knight, the energized, fiery, energized knight. We have the one that's prepared to move slowly forward and does the work. And you are prepared to move forward by April. You are really, really taking it slow, methodically, really prepared. This one usually has 3 canteens to cross the desert, but really, really prepared to move forward. The Scarab Beetle, the 5 of Swords. Don't go back to these. Okay. The history is a desolate place, and it can keep you stuck there, haunted by ghosts, haunted by past, haunted by yearnings, dreams, and relationships past. It does not serve you. It's a desolate place. Don't go back to the battlefield. Walk away from it. The gift is in the sun that comes forward, moving forward, moving forward. It's not just keep your eyes on the prize for you, honey. It's keep your eyes forward, face towards the sun, always, always, always. You've been forever waiting for this opportunity to advance and move forward, and there's a little bit of fear about doing it, but it is time to do it. You leave the battlefield here. The old wounds can heal when you leave them behind. So that's March, April, May. June is right here. The happy ever after +1. Really starting to understand it. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Sometimes when we get comfortable with the skin we're in, comfortable in our situation, comfortable in our house and home, it takes us time to do that. And it feels like this is what you finally learned to do in June. There's an acceptance of self and a love of self that comes in strongly through here. Don't doubt things because you're not getting whatever external validation in July, or external, or somebody saying yeah about something. No. There's something more that's coming in. The Hierophant comes in again. Now you had this with the Hierophant over in March. You have it again coming in July. Now let's look this down so you can see in the position here. We have here, right? Hierophant energy here. The access to the higher lesson and the time coming now. The Wheel of Fortune, look at this. It's like a clock of time that's been in a tree forever waiting for you to go to it. It's been in the distance. This is the card of August. This is the 8th month after dropping the 8 swords. August is going to be profound for you. Something you start in March returns again in August in a way that you're able to do more with it. You're able to establish in September, set up and protect and provide for the realm, set up kingdom. Something grows in a big way in September. Huge, huge, huge. Let's get a little bit clarification on the September card. So the Empress was ready to receive. The Emperor here in September knows how to work with the materials that have been acquired and gotten. You got to be kidding me. You are very, very resistant to flight. This is the 3rd. Do you see? It's in the center. It's right here in July, and it hits again in August. The universe wants you out of here, but the self-doubt will come in and challenge you a lot. It challenges you 3 times. The 3 of Wands. It's why you're not quite there at the edge waiting. You are journeying to it. But 3 times you're going to have to really deal with yourself, go up against self-doubt, and cleanse it and clear it out. 3 times. If I had 4 or 5 decks, you would still get this. You'd probably get this 8 times if I had 8 decks. But what it's telling you is self-doubt is really getting in your way. The old beliefs that you need to clear out need to be cleared out in order for the Emperor to set up something new. And this is huge for you. Okay, what else? You'll get the reminder. You'll get the reminder before September 10th is what I'm getting. So from September 1st to September 10th, be aware you might be having a little bit of doubt that interferes with what you're trying to develop and do. Yes. Okay. What else do we got? Beyond that point. Beyond that point. Wow. Lover's card's coming in. Big, big, big. Lover's card is huge coming in here. The choice of the heart is honored. The desire of the heart, not just who you desire, but the choice of purpose, the choice of self, the choice of the heart is honored. Coming in huge, huge, huge. September. That's when these two come into balance with each other. The Empress and the Emperor come into balance and harmony with each other. These aspects of self coming in strong, strong, strong. Then we've got October, the 4 of Wands. Look at that. Of course they would need to harmonize with each other first. Of course they would. This is being at the threshold, being ready to dance through to the next step. Soulmate, twin flame, wedding, graduation, birth. That's the meaning of this card. But it means the opportunity is standing at the door prior to now and crossing through that threshold now in October. November, the World, a completion. Yeah, because you're crossing through and starting something different. You get the World, and then the next step is the Fool. You're moving on to the greater adventure. So this year feels like it's one that is full of work for you, full of challenge for you in going forward. And also it feels very much like over and over again, you're going to deal with an old doubt. Now, whether you thought, like, say the doubt is, this is an easy one because it's simple and it's clean and most people understand. I'm never good at math. I'm always bad at math. I always struggle with math. If we carry that belief, how do we ever get better at math? How do we even want to practice math and doing math? It's one of those kinds of beliefs that you've carried for a while that challenges you here and there. And again, you'll have to remind yourself, actually, I'm pretty good at math. Actually, I've been doing my budget well for these years. I'm ahead of the game. I know how much I need for this, how much I need for that. Actually, I'm just fine at math. Actually, that old belief isn't true. Just because somebody told you weren't good at something or slapped a label on you, placed a value on something about you, doesn't mean that it's truth. But it's something that hit so hard when you were young that you carry it too long. So let go of it in order to move past your history. Move out of the old history, okay? Move towards what the universe wants you to call in. All right, that is November. December, the Page of Wands comes through. New message comes through. Exciting, exciting new message for December. This isn't just season's greeting and holiday cards. There's a new message. Something very, very exciting. Feels like new opportunities coming forward in that time frame. Let's see what else is going on. It doesn't feel like it's anything at all to do with the holidays. Okay, all right. We've got this one here that's coming through in July with this Hierophant and this lesson, right? There's something between July and December coming in. We've got the Five of Pentacles. If you can separate from the poverty mindset, the lack mindset, move forward. The Wheel of Fortune wants to move you forward here. Now, this is the repeat of this, right? The challenge, again, is going to be holding on to something a little too tight. And this one is gorgeous. I don't know if you can see it really well, but there's a dragon there. Can you see? There's dragon energy coming through there. Big time, big time, big time. And it's like the dragon guarding the gold, that kind of energy. The dragon needs to wake up and fly is what's getting. It's like the messenger comes to the dragon and says, hey, time to activate whatever this is. Activate your gift. So don't hunker down and don't withdraw during this time frame. Fate wants you to move forward in some way that's huge. Next up, the King of Cups. Now, this is next January. This is balance coming in. Finally, compassionate balance. The most psychic queen is the Queen of Cups. The king that's detached in a proper way, he doesn't get into the drama and emotional drama. No, I call him the big kahuna. You usually see him on the water, on the surf, and it's up and down waves, and he's sitting there on his throne that's out on the ocean. So it's detaching from some of the emotional owies that helps you move forward. This is what's going on that helps you go forward in a huge way. The clock striking here in August and in December. That's something that you need to be aware of the shift going on. Anything else for the January card for the remainder of this January and also next? Okay, you need to rest and reprieve a little bit for the remainder of this January. And then when you get to January next, you need to be beyond this state. It's like this is a time for you to really, really take good care of yourself, especially in these next 2 weeks now. And then all the way through this year, you're going to overcome self-doubt. You're going to overcome self-sabotage. All the way through this year, you're honoring self, honoring taking care of self. Then by the time you're getting more towards the end of the year, into December and into next January, you're going to leave that hermity thing alone. So you need some dark night of the soul, some soul lessons, and some really intense, specialized self-care that honors you. So when you need to say no this year, say no. When you need to hold the boundaries, hold the boundaries. You need to really, really honor your journey on this. This is something that is letting you level up, letting you move through things in a different way, and letting you really dismiss this finally so you can get flight. You will experience fits of flight. Yeah, that's what's coming through. That feels very complete. Anything else? Your guide is with you. Your guide wants you to know that they are with you all the time, all the time, all the time. This dog comes in. If you doubt and if you feel like you're alone, Toto is never very far from Dorothy. Never. The guide is always there. And sometimes that's just enough to be able to express our fear or to grab something that's cozy and close to us and hold that a little tighter, and it gives us just enough courage to move forward. That's what I've got. That's what I've got. I don't think in The Wizard of Oz, Dorothy would have stood up to that old lady that becomes the witch that, says, I'm going to take your dog. I don't think she would have stood up or told her off at all if she hadn't kind of gotten irritated and say, I'm going to take something from you. And Dorothy found her courage, and then the whole Oz adventure unfolds. And it feels like you have to recognize this courage that you have within, the ability you have within, the strength that you have within to move beyond your history, your past. You are not alone in that cemetery at all. That's what I've got. All right, that's complete. Holy cow, that one was beautiful and very epically big. Big, big, big. All right, I need another tray out, and then we can move to the next one. Miss Gulch. Yes, thank you, Chad. Yeah. Sometimes there's the Miss Gulches, and if you think of the Eight of Swords as just various Miss Gulches to stand up to, so you can stand for yourself, you'll do really well. All right, 1 second. Let me switch this tray. All right. Okay, the next tray is out. You are so, so welcome, Vivian. So welcome. All right, let me get a little water, and then, Kim, if you let me know who's next, we will keep it going, guys. All right. Yeah, definitely taking some water, guys. The cords will go and it's like, ah. Okay. All right. All right. Sandra is next. Okay. And what kind of read did Sandra get? Can you remind me? And I'll try and see if I can see anything here if there's a specific question. I am staying warm. Actually, whenever I do this work, I get really warm. And I was going to get a long sleeve shirt because it's cold outside in Utah. And it's like, no, you're going to get warm once you get working anyway. So, all right. Sandra for a mini. Whatever the cards have to say, you got it. Where are we going for your mini? Oh, okay. We're going to the Wizard's Tarot. Just 1 second. These are my grandson's favorite. And I have 3, but I think we're only going to need the 2. If I feel like I need the 3rd, we'll get to it. But Sandra for the mini, the Wizard's Tarot. What's going on with this? Let's take a peek. Okay, let's go down. Okay, we're getting shooting stars, cross stars. There's something at this peak here. Okay, all right. I'll quit explaining. I'll start reading. Here we go. Definitely. Okay. All right. So what we're seeing here, this is the first repeat that we're seeing. This is the lead card, and you're going to need to have some time to honor self. You don't like this, having to honor self, slow it down, but I'm getting just slow down. You need to slow down a little bit, and this is something that you're not loving the idea of. This is slow down, take care of yourself, honor things, you need the rest. Slow it down, Going forward, the ambition, the drive to go forward. This is coming through more as the advice or what you need to know, but you might be reluctant to take on. This is the drive to move forward. Consciously, it's coming up over here this time. Whatever it is, I don't know. But the 4 of Wands, this is what you're wanting. The synchronicity, the 4 of Wands, opportunity, twin flames, all of this, wedding, graduation, birth. The reflection of the soul that is the accurate and true reflection that helps serve the higher purpose is what you're looking for. Something is breaking through and on its way towards you. You feel like you've got this in reverse. Now, often we'll see these having your ducks in a row, having everything lined up so you can shoot all the arrows a certain direction and they're all flying a certain direction. You are actually being bombarded at this time by multiple streams of energy coming in towards you and at you, and there needs to be a way for you to slow things down, to handle it. So there's a lot of light forces, things lining up for you and bombarding you. And you might not even feel that in the daily grind. It might feel like, oh, everything's just boring, status quo. It doesn't mean the energies at play that are lining up for you aren't doing what they're doing, and it's not going to come in heavy and hard. It feels precisely that. It feels like it's coming in heavy and hard, coming at you. You don't even know. Something that is coming towards you in the direction is big, big, big. And this is the card that often means 2 months to me. And then the star comes here. Hopes and dreams, having something fulfilled, wishes coming along, coming true. It's crossed on the other side by the sword of truth coming down. And as you go forward, the sun card comes up. So I'm going to throw this down so you can see these cards again. Whoa, that was way down. Sorry, honey. That's a little bit of whiplash. Sorry, guys. All right, so the sun card is right here. So there's this. The sword of truth came down this direction. So as we're going this direction, that's where the sword of truth comes in. And then here's the temperance. This is what you're learning. Star and temperance lessons. Sun is on it. How you want to move forward. Everything that wants to be revealed moving forward is right there. Then here, beautiful, beautiful Queen of Pentacles. Don't doubt your value. Don't doubt your worth. Don't doubt your readiness. Be frugal. Be wise with your money, your investments, and what you're doing with your funds right now. It does not seem like everything is coming as quickly as you want it to, but you will have enough and there will be provision. It's an interesting word, but there will be provision is what I'm getting. So as long as you are doing what is your end, the universe is having you. There will be provision. Don't be stressed out. When you're bombarded by multiple things of energy, slow it down, slow it down. The Four of Wands comes directly after the Three. The Santa Fe, the request has been turned in, and then you're looking for the synchronicity and the divine moment. So many moments are divine moments. We wrap ourselves up in thinking that there's just the one, or it has to look a certain way. There's divine moments and synchronicities all along the way. You don't even know. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. Just got to chill in the room. There's divine moments of synchronicity all along the way for you. You're not out of step. You're not out of time or off the path. Any of that. That's all. No. You are aligned, aligned, aligned. Keep going forward. You are aligned. You're where you're supposed to be. Whether you like that or not, a whole nother thing. But what's unfolding for you, and at the rate it's unfolding, is how it is meant to be right now. There are many energies coming at and towards you that you cannot see, but they will come through in a fierce way. And the next 2 months, things are really opening up. We are in the end of January. So we're going from the end of January to the end of February to the end of March. Spring is like not just 1 or 2 flowers poking up, but like a field opening up for you. This is huge for you. Huge, huge, huge. Okay, what's coming through next? Let's take a look at the cards. We're going down again. Going down again. Coming this way across. We have the Knight of Cups. Don't look for the false knight. You don't need the false knight. You need to ride for yourself. You know this one. You know this Knight of Cups. This is being over idealistic sometimes. This is not the knight you want in the battle. This is the knight that gives you the ideals and helps you remember what is important to fight for. But he's not really the fighter. So you need to be the one that quests for the grail, absolutely. But understand what is the details and what is the work that is required that you will need to do for yourself. This is coming through hugely. Also, there's a asking for and listening to what it is that you would vocalize, that you would hear yourself speak. You're going to hear yourself in a different way, and you need to have your clairaudience turned on. Your ears need to be perked. You need to be listening close. There's something about this. When you quest for the grail, you do yourself the solid, and it brings you to this place where this perfect business partnership, perfect union, perfect offering, equal offering comes through in this Two of Cups card. It's beautiful, beautiful energy. There's something that is cooperative in this that is huge. And there's a fusion coming forward that's huge. It's on its way. You don't even know. Usually over here is more conscious and over here is subconscious. And for you, it's reversed. So no wonder it feels a little bit disorienting. But the Sword of Truth is all over this thing. The Sun card right here, all over it. Right here, all over it. Coming through. The Four of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords. There's a guardedness that needs to be there to protect your rest. This feels like you need to guard your time, your energy, your resources, and you need to get the rest. This is restlessness that needs to go and rest needs to come. And until you shift that, you're going to feel this sense of isolation or loneliness and like a little bit of struggle going on. Now I want to look just a little deeper. We're going to look and get 2 more cards for this, okay? Actually, we're getting quite a lot more cards. They flew out in this packet. Holy shitballs. What's underneath? We have Hierophant. You're having access to learn a lesson and you're prepared for the education that you're about to receive. Get ready, get ready. It's coming in quick. 6 of Swords. Huge. Leaving the rough waters for the smooth. This is coming in. Boom, 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 boom. Somebody's like picking you up, throwing you in the sidecar, and off you go. Zoom. Empress energy. Super, super receptive and ready to go, ready, and abundance coming in. Strong, strong, strong. Reflection coming in again. This synchronicity that you're wanting over here. You had it. Here it is, right? Here it is. It's already on its way to you. It's already coming towards you. You're ready, you're ready, you're ready. What's coming in next? The Sun. Boom. You saw this right in the middle. It's at the cross point. You're really, really ready. You're really, really there. Let yourself rest. Enjoy your solitude while you have it. Enjoy the moments to catch your breath and don't be in the state of worry because that slows things down for you. 7 of Wands and 8 of Wands. 7 of Wands and 8 of Swords, rather. 7 of Wands. Hold your boundary. Hold your boundary. You are already doing things that are sending magic forward. There's a way that you send it forward. You know how you have the receptive hand and the sending hand, right? I don't know if people would call that Reiki, people would call that magic, whatever. One hand receives, one hand sends. This is you have been actively sending. Now you need to slow down, relax so you can receive, okay? And don't let the self-sabotage or these limiting beliefs hold you back. We just saw in that other read all those butterflies that were afraid of flight, that were feeling stuck in the graveyard. That was the same kind of card, same 8 of Swords card. You're not stuck. You're not stuck. You've just been sending, 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 and you need a breath. We need moments to catch our breath before we can welcome in something new. And this is exactly why this Hermit is here. Exactly why you're needing the rest and a little bit of time, or you're not coordinating all these externals. If you have the tendency to do, go, slow the fuck down. Slow down, slow down. It's important for you at this time. Anything else? Be aware. You're ready. When the student is ready, the teacher appears, and this is what's going on. And it feels like for you, it's happening end of March. That's complete. Wow. I love that. Love it, love it, love it. I don't know what's going to be happening. Get yourself energetically receptive to what's coming in. Let yourself sleep. Let yourself rest. Don't try and puzzle out or figure out. Let yourself just be receiving. If somebody turned the radio on, you wouldn't get any enjoyment. Well, I don't like this song, I'm changing it. I don't like this song, I'm changing it. I don't like this song, I'm changing it. By the time you change through 4 different songs and hear a snippet of each, you haven't really gotten to the beauty. Rather, let the radio station be on, let the song play, and flood your senses, okay? That's what I've got. You are so, so welcome. Yeah. And for you, the clairaudience are something that is trying to, yeah, I would actually listen to music a little bit more. Yeah, I would. There will be something, let the lyrics drop. Listen to songs that you like, but also if something new comes through, let it just play. If you instantly want to turn it off, that's different. But if it's something that you don't usually hear, it's coming through in a different way for you. Okay. I'm passing along Leanne Rimes' story. That's what is a song that would be a wise one for you to listen to. Don't know why. Yeah. Okay. Next up, Vika, a blind and a pinch. Let me get some water and we'll do Vika's blind and then a pinch. One second. Okay. These chakra ones want to come out. The unknown crisis want to come out. The unknown crisis ones are good. And I got 2 of them and blended them together because I liked them so well. Anything else that's in here? No. Okay. All right. This Insta Tarot wanted to come out too, so we'll see what's going on there. Even though it's not straight up blind, it's what's wanting to come through. This is what's coming through first for Vika. Let's see what's going on. Let's aim it down. The blind and then the pinch. There's something about dancing that's coming through strongly. Huge, huge, huge. The energetic body needs to come through. There's huge coming through. There's something that needs to be released and freed. Base chakra comes through. It's the hips need to move. The hips don't lie, whatever. But you need to dance, magic dance for sure. Intuition's coming in here in a huge, huge way. This is allowing yourself to dance. Sometimes we go through our day. We get busy. We're going through. We see the news or we're looking at things. We're doing our chores, handling the kids, handling just the daily life. And we forget to do the thing like sing or dance or turn on the radio or whatever it is that brings us joy. It's like, why didn't I schedule more play in for myself? Why didn't I schedule more joy in for myself? You're in charge of your schedule. You're in charge of your day. You're in charge of overcoming your fear and allowing more of your passion and intuition to come through. It will help regulate things for you to allow the passion to come in first and then the intuition. This comes in first. The movement has to come in first. Then allow the superpowers to come online, okay? Don't know what that's about, but that's what's coming through. So, okay, let's flip it back down and see what else is coming through. This way. Hopefully you can see that. All right. Wow. Oh, that dense fog card. Fine. The dense fog card is the first card out of these decks that I saw ever. And there was so much dense fog around my house that day, I wanted to do a recording. This is dense fog. And it says, brave the fog and to find the answers and find the answers. Brave the fog to find the answers. And I was so determined. I wanted to do this, I was in the car. I couldn't pull it up. The timing was off for me to do it. And even with 2 decks, and I looked at the beginning, it was the top card of the deck. I couldn't find it. So I had to let it go and move through what the rest of my day was anyway. Don't be so caught by the fog, that you just stop in your tracks and you don't move forward. Movement's important for you. The fog isn't the crisis. The fog isn't the problem. Braving your way forward through it and trusting even though you can't see as clearly as you want. That is the challenge for you. Move forward, move forward. Unknown horizon, hope and possibilities, and the sword of courage. What did I just say? Courage is the weapon to cut through the obstacles that lie ahead. The sword of truth comes through when you start moving. This is huge for you. Getting violet energy coming through when you move. When you move, whether this is you're dancing, you're listening to songs, when you move, enjoy, when you create, enjoy, when you get out of your house. It's not like huge travel vacation for you. No, it's just when you get yourself out of the funk, when you know the funk is there, the grungies are coming, and you take the steps, whether it's the wash your face girl or whatever it is, then your courage comes back online. It's a quick shift for you. It's very quick. You just need to know to do it. It doesn't take forever, but somebody could ask you, well, how long do you need to be mad about a certain situation? You'd be like, actually, I need 2 hours. And then at 2 hours and 1 minute, when you have the timer go off and you're like, okay, I am done being mad about that shit. You move on and you're able to shift your energy. You're able to shift it as soon as you want to shift it. And you're very skilled at it. You just sometimes forget. So remember, you're skilled at that. Okay, what does the Insta Tarot have for you? Oh, okay. We've got the card of resting here. This is breathing in the fresh country air and falling asleep under the stars. It's saying create more peace for yourself. 8 of Swords, we've seen all over the place earlier. Feeling like a prisoner and of the press, can't go anywhere without being hounded for a story. This is the one, and this is Insta Tarot, but this is feeling like whatever you're speaking is trapping you, or being a prisoner of your own words sometimes. Get the rest, get the rest. 2 of Wands. The world is full of beauty. I can't wait to see it all. Next stop, this is the moving forward. The world is in your hands. You've created a plan. Move forward, move forward. Start doing things that move forward. Rework your plan again. Back to the crisis cards for just one more. I wish they would have called this a different thing, because crisis is like, ah! But these are the unknown dilemmas that come our way. This one wants to come up. Star guidance. Even in the darkness, there are clues of light. Yeah, okay, whatever. Great. What's the next one under it? Ha! Of course. Look. The unknown horizon is calling you. The unknown intuition and the star guidance. Now, I felt that one on the bottom, and I'm like, I get this one. It's like, okay, that's nice, that's nice. You're going to have your guidance. You're going to have your guidance. But this is what's going on. Hope and possibilities. When you shift gears, when you really shift, what are the odds of the duplicate on this? I mean, that's just craziness going on there. That's craziness. When you declare with the sword of truth that you are ready to move, you are ready to shift, you are ready to go forward, and you shift that energy, even if it is just by taking a walk, or even if it is just by changing the radio station, even if it is whatever, when you get movement and dance and joy going on, it shifts tremendously. Exponentially is the word that I'm getting. That's crazy. That's huge for you. Huge. Okay, that's complete. Now we'll go to, I think the charms is next also. Is that right? I think so. Yeah, that's complete. This is really, really allow possibilities to be fun again, is what I'm getting on that. There can be fun in the unknown. There can be fun. Like presents are fun because they're wrapped up and we don't know what they are. If somebody just said, here's a book. Okay, great. If somebody wraps it up and you get to discover that book, it's like, ooh, very cool. So that's what's going on. You're welcome. You needed to hear that. You're so welcome. So welcome. All right, let's do the charms so we can see what's going on. Okay. All right. Pinch with this one. Why are we pinching with this one? I don't know why we're pinching with this one. Wow. The sun card's coming in big. Big. You've done a lot of the work already. Okay, flipping it down so you can see. They're coming in tightly clustered. The sun card is coming in big. This is sun. Something woven on the web, and the spoon comes up again. Now, this is twice that the spoon comes up today. We need to be stirring things up. There's vibrations on the web that are asking us to pay attention and then take flight. This is huge. This also coming up again. This also coming up. How is that even possible? Judgment card coming up here. This is the angel coming forward, but this feels like judgment coming forward, asking this to be moved. I'm going to show you this. Hopefully you can see it. This feels like an angel that would call, bring to your attention, call you forward. What do we got here? We've got a tight window of time coming up. If we're going, this is January in here, this would be maybe end of March over here. So we've got January, February, March coming through here. February, March time. Whatever it is, the subtle energies that are on the web, you're feeling the subtle nudge, the subtle vibes. Pay close attention. Something is woven and it's trying, it's like, you know, when they used to use telegraphs instead of telephones and they dot, dash, dash, dot, that kind of thing. They had to pay attention to the subtleness, and you need to listen sharply to what it is. Follow the nudge, and it is there over and over gently. The other side can be blasting, you know, Gabriel can blow his horn as loud as he wants. But if we are determined not to hear it because we are busy being distracted, we're not going to hear it. So the web has already got shaking, trembling, tremors on the web already. They're already trying to shake you, wake you, cause you to be awake again, to stir things up and take a new adventure. Star energy coming through, looking at the dreams a little bit differently. Cut something new, carve something new. Okay, all right. Gogs is coming through. Give me a second. Yeah, okay. So down here we have the axe here. You can see it right here, and the sun. And Gogs is coming through, and he's telling me that it's not the time for you to be chopping wood. It's time for you to sculpt. This is too big of a tool. You can't just chop, chop, chop. It's time to carve something new. He's showing me like whittling and sculpting, more of that type of energy rather than just chopping wood, chopping wood, chopping wood. You don't need a big, gross, broad, overly big action chop. No, you need fine, refined cuts, fine, refined listening. This is how you sculpt. This is how you carve. This is how you carve your dream. This is how you see more illumination and more lines. Like the sculptors that see something in the stone before they start carving or chiseling. This is what it is. You need to stir up this energy, this creative energy, and there's something going on. There's something in your chart astrologically going on towards the end of February that is honoring creativity coming through. I'm not sure what that's about, but you've got the rabbit and the shoe here. I don't know if you can see that, but this is like the Fool, and then this is the high-heeled shoe. This is really coming into the feminine steps going forward. Anything else? Yeah, we're going to go here. We're going to go to the Slavic Legends Tarot for you. What else does she need to know? Four of Coins, Ten of Coins. Don't be holding on to something so tight onto this treasure, treasure, treasure that you miss the greater treasure, treasure, treasure that wants to come in bigger, bigger, bigger for you. This is breakthrough, legacy, inheritance, how you leave your mark. It's bigger than this. Even though this is like pile of gold, everything's luxury, great, great, great. You have enough, but you're kind of greedy. No, don't not risk. You have to risk to break through. This is what's coming up for you. This is huge for you. Anything else? No. The person that whittles on the stick, Gogs is showing me young boy whittling on the stick. The person that whittles on the stick, that sculpts, sees what's there, sees the potential, and does small, small daily things, small, consistent things to create whatever this is, to allow it to come forward. It can't be huge, huge chops. It's not just a one and done. There's a consistency and a practice and applying small cuts, small changes to create the work of art. That's what I've got. That's complete. I love that for you. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. That's gorgeous. Okay. That's what I've got. That was wild. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Let me put the charms back in. Very interesting. And the spoon, something that you stirs within you, spoon energy, is not stirring up trouble. It's good. You're welcome, honey. You're welcome, because that is good energy coming through. That's what I got. But look, what are the odds on that? Like, look how many charms are in there. There's a huge mess of charms in there. So to see that again today is very, very interesting. So yeah, you are so, so welcome. Yeah, that is amazing. Yeah, that's when you know it's so wild, because there's probably 200 plus charms in there. That's crazy. So, all right. Okay. Okay, Kim, are we at the end of the list? Are we done? You definitely paid attention to when that popped out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And you should if you get. It's like when the cards repeat themselves. Spirit is really good. Sometimes we're not really great at picking up, but Spirit is really good at trying to get us to. All right, let's do a collective then next, and then we'll call it. Let's do a collective. We want the good karma tarot for this one. Okay, so we're going to go down here, and we'll see what's coming in for the collective. I'm getting bookends here, so give me a second. Why do I have to build it this way? I'm not being allowed to see as I go the bookends. Hang on. Wild, wild, wild. Whatever, okay. Hang on. Same deck, second deck for the collective. This is wild. We don't get to see the other side of the tunnel is what I'm getting. We see that we're about to enter the tunnel, but the tunnel is long. We're not seeing light on the other side just yet. Now we can see. We've got the burden that has been in place. The Emperor, something that's overly rigid, overly structured is creating a burden. Something that's overly force. This comes up almost as a my way or the highway. Somebody else setting terms. Lady Justice is here. She's coming, but there's something that we can't see. There are things that we feel burdened by that are heavy, that weigh on us, that feel like not our shit. Somebody else's stuff that is heavily put on us. Justice is here. Karma is here. We forget. Now let's see what's going on here. Wow. We've got the Four of Cups here. We are not seeing a gift in the situation, and it's difficult to see. We need to pivot our gaze to see the gift and the opportunity for what it is here. When we went through the pandemic, it was big, and there was a lot of challenges going on. And some of us had new gifts that opened up, new things, new ways of doing, but we couldn't see it at the beginning of the pandemic. Maybe we saw it more towards the end. It feels like kind of blessing in disguise kind of thing. We aren't seeing it. We need to pivot our view. Fate has stepped in here, and it's given us a time to pause. I don't know why, but it is giving us a time to pause before we take a leap of faith to see the foolishness, to see what has been foolish in the past, and to allow us to have a leap of faith. And others also that want to let go of some past ways. The Fool needs to be able to step off joyfully into the new energy rather than be shoved off the cliff, right? So some of us have to wait while these ones figure out they can step joyfully and trust the universe a little more. Don't know what that's about. Over here, the lesson of the loss is on this other bookend. The lesson that was the loss, and then dreaming the dreams again, having the dream reinvigorated down the track is coming in. Eight of Wands, this isn't coming in with a timestamp. It's coming in with the many things that are unseen have to be in a row. Ordered, not ordered from the catalog, ordered, set in order. Many actions have to be set in order before alignment can come, before we can move through, before these scales will balance. There's an alignment that needs to happen. This Five of Cups. Some people need to grieve a loss. They are not able to grieve this loss just yet. They have to grieve. They can't see the Two Cups because they're so focused on this loss. And they have to realize this is what it is right here. And when they're ready, they have to pivot and look at the two and look at the opportunity. This one's bored right here. Like, I thought it would be better than what it was. It actually is going to be better, but it's going to take some time. This one is a beautiful Ten of Swords. I love this. This one, there's a little bit of the haughty energy in here, and also these 10 swords in the back, the betrayals, the things that are the painful truths that people didn't want to see, didn't want to look at, didn't want to recognize, and the time to move on. This is what's coming forward. There is time to move on, but we have to get over this loss, get over this grieving in order to do so. Now, I want to know what color. These are the blue ones in the binder. Let's look here. Let's see what else is coming up in the binder. This is the books. These are the bookends. There's more in this coming up. And then we'll go in through some clarifiers. There's 2 here. Wow. There's justice here. There is the Chariot, the big thing that's exciting, and there's something that's out of balance before we can move forward. And a death and an ending has to happen before we can move forward. Before the transformation can happen, there needs to be something let go of. A complete death and rebirth that needs to happen. Then the next book, if you please. What brings these two together? Wow. The plot twist, the tower, the thing that it is that many have grieved over. This plot twist makes us start again. Now we know this is the beautiful disaster, the beautiful calamity. Some of us feel like we didn't need a calamity, thank you. But a lot of us have gone through this tower in the last year or so. One of the cards that isn't here that comes up over and over for me in this year is Temperance. And it's a balancing card. That has to happen. Some people, their tower hasn't hit. They haven't recognized. We would think, the whole world should recognize that there's a tower moment going on. No, not necessarily. Some people have to recognize that. Some people still have this reality that needs to kind of smack them in the face. They need to go tra-la-la-la-la off the cliff, not be pushed off the cliff. The 3 of Cups here. This celebrating each other. This really, really learning to lift each other up. And then this waiting for our ships to come in. That's what comes in next. This twist that a lot of us have already felt. Not everyone who experienced the pandemic had their life blown apart, but many did. Not everyone who experienced the pandemic actually got sick, but it affected us all. And this was a beautiful thing once we got through it together. This is a beautiful thing that we're all getting through together. This is the Tower, the Chariot, and Justice all coming in big, big, big. The Emperor and Death and the Hanged Man. There's a delay on this, on the waiting. Feels like there's one more card that wants to be here. What's going on with that? To complete it. The 4 of Wands, the synchronized time. Everybody needs to come to the party. Everybody needs to be able to celebrate the graduation when it happens. This feels like it's hidden in here. Not sure what all of that is about, but that's what it feels like is going on. This feels like for a broad spectrum of time. Again, this card comes up and it signifies so often March. I think something astrologically must be changing in March. The Wheel of Fortune wants to turn. You know how I often say it's like dialing in the combination on a safe and it's like you're at the 3rd tumbler. It's like we're at 2.5 tumblers now. We're not quite to that 3rd number that's locked in yet. This is something we look back on and understand how we've got through in a different way. This is what's coming through on this. Is there anything else I need to know? What I'm getting is the transformation can't occur without the death, without totally letting go, totally ending whatever it is. Transformation for the broader, for the whole, can't come in if it's just a little owie here and a little owie there. There needs to be actually a death and a rebirth that has to happen. It's like the Fool can't go until the world has really completed a certain cycle. The Fool can't go. Yeah, there needs to be death and rebirth, and we need to allow this stage. You can't rush this through. You can't push the Fool off that cliff, and you can't push the death forward. It comes at the right time, and it's tricky, and there is patience that needs to be exercised right now, because these cards are big, big cards. These are big stories coming in. These are big themes. These are big archetypes for the whole. Anything else on that? Trust that the rebirth will be there. It is coming. This is cycles of life, right? Wheel of Fortune. It's all about cycles. It's all about cycles. Do as much good, be in your higher self as often as you can. Listen to what is subtle. Listen to what is subtle energies in the air. It's huge. It needs to be listened to. And then we move forward to this. We will remember this a little bit differently once we've gone through it. That's what I've got. That feels very complete. Okay. That is it, I think, for today. I may or may not be on for sure on Friday. I have not decided yet. But that's what I got for today. And so, oh, thank you, Chad. Thank you. Thank you. That's what I've got. Thank you guys for being here with me. I love doing this. Love, love, love it. Love sharing this with you. I'm going to actually hang out with my friend tomorrow, and that will be really fun. I haven't seen her in a while, so it'll be super fun to hang out, get together, and just chill for a bit. But that's what I've got. Thank you so, so much, everybody. I will upload the show to YouTube so you guys can catch me there, see what's going on there a little later. And much love. I will see you all a little bit later. Okay, take care, guys. Bye.